Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's Josh here coming at you with a deck profile, and today we're going to take a look at the $30 budget Counter Fairy deck. So this is a Counter Fairy deck I put together by just using 3 of the new Wave of Light structure decks. So if you're a budget player or you're just starting off and you're looking for a cool and fun deck to use and to play with, I would recommend building something like this. So yeah, this doesn't have any extra cards or anything else like that, but you can definitely go ahead and add in extras and take things out. But this is just using everything from buying 3 structure decks. So it'll cost you like $30, maybe even a little less, which is really good. So yeah, let's just jump into this. So first of all, we have 2 Sacred Arc Knight or Sacred Arc Air Knight Parshath. This is our new fairy boss monster. It's really good because not only is it a 2800 attack beater, it's really easy to bring out with the new trap card that we have for counter fairies, and on top of that it does piercing damage, so really can't go wrong with that. Plus it's one of the coolest artworks lately. I think that card looks really sick. Next we play 3 Bountiful Artemis. This is a must. It's your draw engine. It's got a decent attack and defense too, but basically every time a counter trap is activated you can immediately draw 1 card, which is just so good. Next off, 3 Minerva, Scholar of the Sky. Similar to Bountiful Artemis, this card is really important, and basically what she does is she gains 500 attack when a trap card is, or a counter trap is activated, but it's her best effect is if Sanctuary in the Sky is on the field, you can add a counter trap with a different name from your graveyard to your hand. So she just basically lets you recycle everything, get back trap cards that you've already used, and she's really important to max out on. Next we have 3 Guiding Ariadne. This card's really good because it searches out counter traps for you, and on top of that, if you're paying life points to activate a trap card, such as like a Solemn Strike or a Solemn Warning, you don't have to pay life points with Guiding Ariadne, so that's really beneficial. Next up, I play 2 Power Angel Valkyria. She's really good. She's a level 4 1800 attack, which is always nice. And then if her effect is if you negate the activation of a spell or trap card or a monster effect, you can add a light fairy monster from your deck to your hand. So she lets you search out basically all of your cards except the Arc Knight Parshath, except your boss monster. So she's really good. I play 1 Meltiel, Sage of the Sky. Each time a counter trap card is activated, immediately after it resolves, you gain 1000 life points. And if you do, if the Sanctuary in the Sky is on the field, you can destroy 1 card your opponent has. So that's really good. We do play Sanctuary in the Sky in this deck, so he can be really good. And last but definitely not least, I am playing 2 Honest. I was really close to bumping this up to 3. Honest is just such a great card to play if you're playing a light deck or anything like that. It's really good in both terms of defense and if you want to be more offensive. Just being able to boost up your monsters, it's just too good not to run. Moving on to the spells, it's pretty short and sweet. Of course, we're playing Ties of the Brethren. This is like one of the best reprints in the structure deck for sure, and you want to max out on this. It can help you get the cards that you need out onto the field, and it's like your big first turn play. You want to hopefully open with Ties of the Brethren. Next we have the new spell card, the Sanctum of Parshath. This card's really cool. It's treated as the Sanctuary in the Sky. It boosts up your fairy monsters, and then it basically protects them too. They can't be targeted or destroyed by card effects, and then once per turn, you can target a total of 3 fairy monsters or counter traps with different names in your graveyard and place them on the top of your deck in any order. So yeah, that's a pretty crazy card. And then I also play 2 just regular Sanctuary in the Sky, so you basically have 5 copies of this card. I've seen builds where they do play both 3 of each of the Sanctum of Parshath and Sanctuary in the Sky. It's totally up to you. I just think 5 copies is enough as of this build and as of this video. But then here we go, we're moving on to the main part of the deck, actually, which is the traps. Here we have our new trap card, Rebirth of Parshath. What this card does is when a spell or trap card or monster effect is activated, you can reveal a counter trap in your hand. You can discard 1 card and pay 1,000 life points. You can negate that activation, and then you can special summon a Parshath monster. Next up, we have 3 Divine Punishment. This card's one of my favorite cards. It's basically like a solemn judgment as long as you have a Sanctuary in the Sky up on the field. Then I play 3 Drastic Drop-Off. This card's good because when your opponent adds a card from their deck to their hand, including even just drawing it, you can they have to discard 1 of those cards. So it just helps, you know, hopefully it slows down your opponent from adding something, you know, beneficial. I also play 3 Ultimate Providence. When a spell or trap card or monster effect is activated, you can discard the same type of card that it is and then negate it and destroy it. So just helps, you know, add disruption. I play 2 Recall. When your opponent activates a monster effect, your opponent draws 1 card and then negate the activation. And if you do, destroy it. So yeah, they do gain a card, but with this budget version, it's worth it just being able to shut down, you know, their effect. 1 Dark Bribe and then 1 Solemn Warning just to round off the rest of the trap cards. These 2 cards are pretty good. Solemn Warning is just a no-brainer. And then with Dark Bribe, it's been around for a while, but this card's always just kind of good. When your opponent activates a spell or trap card, they draw a card and then negate the activation. So it's kind of like another Recall, but it's got a different name, so it can help with the other effects that you have where you have to have different card names, you know, like on the field or in your hand or whatever. So yeah, that's it for this budget deck profile. Definitely let me know what you guys think of this, and if you liked it, hit that like button and subscribe for more. If you're a new player or you're just looking for a cheaper deck to build and have fun with, mess around with the ratios and play something like this. Counter fairies are really cool, and like I said, if you have strikes or if you have the Parshath Synchro, you could definitely throw those in. Those are just a little bit strikes aren't terribly expensive, but I know that it's not new, but because of this deck, the Parshath Synchro is really kind of going up in price. But you can add extra cards in here and do whatever you want, but this is just a nice, affordable, fun deck. So without any further ado, thank you so much for watching this video, everyone, and I'll speak with you soon. Until next time, peace out and have a good one.